item on the agenda is the invocation and pledge of allegiance, and I'll turn that over to Ms. Kakis.
Proofreading, I haven't read it yet. Special honor tonight to introduce these students from Airport High School. This first young lady I'm going to introduce, we watched her father grow up long before she was ever in the picture. Right? I'm sure they're in the room. Kaylin is a senior at Airport High School where she has a 5.19 GPA and is currently 5th in her class. He has consistently been in the top 10 of her class during her 4 years at Airport. She is a 2-year member of the National Honor Society, a 3-year member of the current Vice President of the Senior Beta Club, and a 4-year member of the nationally recognized Student Council, where she has held an executive council position for the past 2 years. Kaylin has taken honors and AP level art. She is in dual enrollment program with Women's Technical College and will graduate with an Associate's in Arts degree in May of 2019. She is a 5-year member of the varsity swim team and was the first Eagle swimmer to be named All-Region when she was a freshman. Kaylin will be going into her 3rd year as goalkeeper for the varsity soccer team. After high school, she plans to finish her undergraduate at Clemson University as a double major in women's leadership and political science. Hopes to later attend law school to protect environmental law and animal rights. Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight is Jared Kleiber. Jared is a senior at Airport, where he has maintained a GPA of 5.0. He is a member of the National Honor Society, is a Murtis Walker Scholar, and consistently qualifies for membership in the B27 Club. He is active in his church as a media specialist and has recently joined the Nehemiah Project as a tutor. The most influential of all Jared's endeavors is his Technology Student Association, a nationwide organization focused on providing STEM-based competition as well as leadership experience to its members. Alongside his numerous awards in these competitions, ranging from dragster design to structural engineering, he has been elected to 2 statewide office positions, serving as a state secretary in his junior year and as incumbent state president. As an officer of the South Carolina Technology Student Association, Jared connects with students across the country that hold a similar passion for the STEM careers, and he has become a leader for those in his community. After school, Jared intends to pursue a degree in aerospace engineering at Georgia Institute of Technology. If you will, please, Kaylin and Jared, for stepping up.
If you bow your heads, Heavenly Father, we speak to you today to ask for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this board meeting. Throughout this meeting, we ask that you guide the conversations into a meaningful and engaging discussion. I would like to thank you, Lord, for allowing myself and my fellow classmate Jared to attend this meeting today. Please continue to remind us why we are here and to keep working in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'd love to have you stay, but if you'd like, I know homework is there. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, and if there's no objection, the agenda will stand approved as submitted. Next is public participation period.
We have no request.
All right, thank you. Next item is report on honors and accomplishments of student and staff, and I'll turn that over to Dr. Johnson. Next is unfinished business, which we have no unfinished business, so we'll move on to new business. And first item is consideration of coordinator of testing and quality control and 21st century after-school coordinator travel, but beyond school hours. National Education Conference, Atlanta, Georgia, February 20th through 23rd, 2019. I'll turn that over to Dr. Brooks.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. I was hoping that Beth was going to make a motion before I had to get up here.
I like your suit though, so I want to see.
Thank you. I appreciate it. As part of the 21st Century Grant that we received, part of that is going to the conference. And part of what they're hoping to get at this conference is to learn more about structured approach for social and emotional learning, which certainly is what we hear from businesses, those soft skills that they need. They also are hoping to learn some strategies to continue to build partnerships with our community. So essentially what we're asking for, there is funds in the 21st Century Grant to cover most of the expenses, but because we use some general fund, we do have to bring that to you for your approval.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the administration's recommendation to approve the out-of-state personnel travel and use general fund monies for this trip.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? A second by Mr. Key. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you, sir. Next is item B, consideration of a date for the dedication open house for the Lex2 Innovation Center.
Okay, Don and I swapped off on that, Madam Chair. First of all, as the board knows, we had an inspection on Wednesday at the Innovation Center, and there's still a few items that need to be completed in a considerable punch list, but the most rewarding, delightful thing happened today at 5:15. Mr. Cease called, and we have verbal approval from the Office of School Facilities for our students to occupy the building on Monday. Which makes it relevant as to my next part. We were wondering about when we were going to have a dedication if we weren't going to get any. But we have two dates Don and I have gone over that we would like for the board to just think about it, and you can just shoot me an email and let me know your preference. Thursday, December the 6th, or Tuesday, December the 11th. We want to make sure that we get all of our programs in. We want to get everything working, all of our machinery. We told you, Don and I talked to this board back in 2015 and said we would like for this to be the hub of learning where we apply what we learn, and that's still our goal. But we do have occupancy on Monday, and I'm grateful. So thank you for letting me announce that. You just let me know the date that you would like to meet.
Thank you, Dr. James. Okay, me, I'll switch it back now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Eisenhower, you'll be handling C, D, E, and F?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just going to turn it over to you.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. James, we'd like to present a few things for your consideration. First of all, we'd like to get approval to award a contract to Telecom Incorporated for installing new data drops, voice, paging, wireless access, and move IDFs for the renovation at Brooklyn Casey High School. And then this is part of that project that we have ongoing out there where we're working on the renovation, the last phase of I2 Tech, as well as the renovation of the auditorium, which will also eventually include renovation of north wing windows and HVAC system, all of which is on a timeline, a time schedule. But at this point in time, we'd like to ask that you approve the contract to Telecom, award the contract to Telecom in the amount of $83,918 to install those necessary items for technology.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to accept the administration's recommendation to award the contract to Telecom in the amount of $83,918.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Bingham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, item D, consideration to install the new fire sprinkler system at Conway Wood Early Childhood Center. If you recall, we actually put this out for bid almost a year ago, and this is money that we were hoping to, we're going to use Abbeville money, and again, Just to give you a reminder, we were able to procure about $1.2 million of Abbeville funds for this district because we had some construction items that we needed to do. And this was one of those that Office of School Facilities required us to do after we finished the project. So there was no additional funding for this this project. So we were able to do the paving and all of that to widen the road for fire access. They also want us to install a new sprinkler system in the Seawood side. It's already in the wood side, so this just completes the safety measures that we wanted to install there. And the first time we put it out for bid, it came in over $1 million. We felt like that was outrageous, and we felt like we could do better than that. So we went back to the drawing board, and we basically changed a few items so that we could qualify to put it back out for bid again. We contacted several contractors as well as fire sprinkler installers, and we asked that they participate in this bid process. We had the low bid, which was one of our existing contractors, which was Thompson Turner Incorporated. We were going to bring it to you last month, but because we felt like we could still sharpen the pencil a little bit and save a little more money, we were able to talk to them. And I'm proud to say that we're able to save over $30,000 just by delaying this an extra month. So we would at this point, though, like to ask that you award the contract to Thompson Turner to install the new sprinkler system at Conway Wood Early Childhood Center in the amount of $649,930.
Mr. Mayor?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the contract to install a new sprinkler system at Conway Wood in the amount of $649,930 to Thompson Turner.
Motion, do I have a second? Second by Mr. Key.
Just a quick question. So this is being covered by the Abbeville funds, is that correct? Okay, thank you.
At least as much as we can. Now, the two projects actually went over the 1.2, but we've been telling you all along that we probably have to use some CPI funds to make up the difference.
But this is covering the large majority of the
Large
project.
majority of this.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, item E, consideration of replacement of a dishwasher at Conway Wood Early Childhood Center. This is something that we had in our CPIF budget, and you approved that budget for $35,000. So we're going to ask that you award the contract to General Sales to replace this dishwasher in the amount of $36,716.24, which is a little over $1,000 over what we estimated, but it's the best we could do.
Okay. Mr. Bingham?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve the contract with General Sales for the replacement of dishwasher at Conway Wood Early Childhood Center in the amount of $36,716.24.
Have a motion, to have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Giles. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Madam Chair, item F is consideration of additional casework at Springdale Elementary. And what this is basically bookcases that are built in, and it's something that kind of was shown on the drawings as it was going to be installed, but it wasn't something that the contractor picked up and did. The specifications did not cover them, and as a result, we kind of led the teachers to believe that they were coming, and they never came. So we've gone back now, and we've had them measured, and we would like to ask that you approve. This will be a sole source contract. This is, we made it as competitive as we could by calling around and making sure that the price that we were given was competitive. But this company installed the other casework there, and it just made sense for us to have the same company to install matching casework. So we're asking that you award the contract to Diggs Casework Incorporated in the amount of $18,992. And that's for 19 classrooms at that school.
And that's who, Biggs?
Biggs, B-I-G-G-S. Case,
what?
casework incorporated.
Mr. Bam?
Madam Chair, I make a motion we approve a contract to Biggs Casework in the amount of $18,992 for additional casework in Springdale.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Kessler. Any discussion? Mr. Bam?
You said that's 19 classrooms, that's all the classrooms you're supposed to originally get.
That's the remaining classrooms that did not get the new casework.
The new bookcases and all. And so it's about $1,000 a room.
Yes, sir.
How big is the bookcase?
What, there are 2 rooms that are getting 2 6-foot length long bookcases that will be back to back, that come out from the wall, and they're 15 inches deep. All of these are 15 inches deep. The other classrooms are going to get along one wall beside an HVAC unit. I think it's 93 inches long. And then all of them are also going to get one that's 6 feet long that will go under either their whiteboard or a board. And it varies in some of the classrooms.
So they're about 3 foot high.
They're 30 inches tall. That's as tall as we can make them and fit them under the windows and under the whiteboards and under the bulletin boards.
And then the
2
shelf
shelves.
is fixed in it, or are they?
It's an adjustable shelf that it's basically, it'll be a shelf at the bottom, shelf at the top, and then the very top of it.
It's basically the classrooms in the old building, old part of the building.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And there were 2 kindergarten classrooms. I think.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. All right, next is item G.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to approve the out-of-state overnight student travel request.
I have a motion, do I have a second? Second by Mr. Giles. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. All right, next we're going to move on to administrative divisional reports. First is the superintendent.
Well, I do want to, update the board on something that we're doing with the cabinet. We have asked the principals to create a plan for beautification of their grant. And what we'd like to do is provide a grant from the district to the individual schools. And the idea is that, we aren't going to re-landscape all the buildings, obviously, but to give principals an opportunity to put in some plants, some mulch, some of those kinds of things. But just as much to engage parents and people out of the community to come in on a Saturday morning, put some plants out, put a little mulch, put a little pine straw, that sort of thing. So we've got them out there working on their plans. Cabinet folks will sit on Monday mornings and look at it, and then we'll award them. Hopefully they won't ask for more than we can afford. But anyway, if you hear about beautification grants, it's just something that we're looking to try to involve the community a little more, get folks in our schools now that they've got a new facelift, and kind of help with the aesthetics outside.
Dr. James, can I make one comment?
Yes, ma'am.
In your grant, could you please afford some ground covering to keep the weeds from coming through? Because at the new schools, we already have major problems because that wasn't done.
Yes, ma'am, because if for no other reason, not because you asked, but because I'm tired of riding in the truck with Mr. Eisenhower and hearing that song.
I knew he was a good man.
Next, we have instruction, and both docs out there of note. Okay. All right. Finance is next, and I'll turn it over to Ms. Ross.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is the original monthly revenue summary that came in your packet. I put an updated sheet at your seats. The update is that we had not received the data on the property tax revenue and the investments. We got it about 2 days ago. I just wanted you to see where we actually finished September. Everything seems to be very much trending as it was last year. The actual revenues, we received 13.77 to date, not the 13.18 as is on the report. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, the next report would be the expenditure report. Here again, we are trending very much as we have in previous years, with 17.01% spent as of the end of September. There are no questions. The third report would be the referendum analysis. At the end of September, we had $67,021,085 remaining unspent in the budget. Are there any questions? I've included in your packets the people activity fund reports for all the schools. And if you have questions on those, I'll be happy to entertain those. Yes,
Can I
sir.
ask one question? On the bond referendum projects,
Yes, sir.
is there a line that tells us how much is committed under contract?
In the middle of the report, there's a total budget by project that shows how the $225 million was allocated. And then we had obviously the savings and the interest that we've received over time, which gets us up to the $242 million. But Don, you may be able to answer this.
I think what you're looking for is, are the GMP, the committed contracts listed anywhere specifically and on this particular report they are not?
I would like, I'd ask that maybe for the next time we meet, if you would give us an update on, because we got budget remaining, but how much of that budget is committed already and really it's remaining, but it's just, we haven't cut checks yet.
That's right.
Versus what we've got committed that we've already got contracts for that we know we're gonna have to pay.
Sure. I can get that for you and have that for you next time. Or if you'd like for me to, I can put it together and email it out to everyone.
It's not, I mean,
Does
just
the box
by
tell us anything total available and unallocated?
That would not give you the information that you're looking for.
No, looking about projects that I give should be the general idea.
We can get that information for you.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right, if none, the financial report will stand approved as submitted. Next item is administration and student services. Construction update, Mr. Eisenhower.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have, actually, Mr. Kugler has provided for your consideration the construction update for the month. Obviously, it's a work in progress, and you have on there Lexington Innovation Center that we had to just get final inspection schedule. But as you heard tonight, we actually have occupancy there, so it's constantly a work in progress. But one of the things that I wanted to say to you that we're in the process of setting up would be some stakeholder involvement in the new Performing Arts Center. We talked to the principals about the fact that, now we have working cafetoriums at every facility, and we want to kind of see, has our need changed, and if so, how has it changed? So we want to involve the stakeholders in that discussion. So we've asked them to go back and talk to their folks that would be potentially using this facility. And we want to ask for a representative from each school to come in and to meet with myself, the architect, the contractor, and we will talk about what we actually need in this facility to make sure that we hit the target the best that we can. If you hear that discussion, I just don't want you to be blindsided. I want you to understand that there's method to this madness and that we're actually trying to do our best to give our community and our folks the facility that will meet our needs for years to come. So that's our goal. And if there are any particular questions that you might have with regard to the information that we sent out in your board packet, Mr. Cooper and I will be happy to try to address those, and we will post them as we have been for public viewing after you've seen them tonight. So.
Any questions?
I do. Going back to the landscaping, there's a lot of dead landscaping that's at the two new facilities, both Casey and at Riverbank. Are they going to go back and replace those, and when?
Yes, ma'am. They're in the process of doing that now. In fact, I had asked Mr. McPherson and his staff to go out and to visually look at everything at Casey, because our 1 year warranty is getting close to being up. So they've gone out and helped me and the contractor to identify plants that need to be replaced and any issues that we might have with regard to landscaping.
And generally, is there generally a long wait? You've been waiting since June the 7th for the ADA approval for, does it generally take that long?
Well, it's Washington, D.C., and
it's not priority.
And I will be honest, I'm kind of hesitant to poke that bear.
Okay, just leave it alone.
Because, you know, this is new construction that we put in at Airport High School, and when she did the inspection, I mean, there were things noted like the groove that we cut for the contraction joint in the sidewalk. We used a 3/4 tool rather than a 1/2-inch tool. I'm not looking forward to trying to having to tear that concrete out or trying to fill in that groove for 1/4 of an inch.
Can we put some dirt over here?
I'm waiting to see if they call us back. I put the contractor on notice that it's an issue, and I've noted some of the things that she noted for us in the report. And we will deal with them. They're all relatively minor, but they could be very expensive if we have to take outside.
Are we getting any closer on the security fence around airports and other schools?
Todd, I saw him come in just a second ago, but as you know, the two high schools, you have to go out of the building and into another building, and we've been working on it. It's not an easy thing to do, and when we go out and do the work on the 700 wings at Airport, that's when we were planning to address the fencing at Airport. We're hoping to address the fencing at Brook and Casey while we're doing the work there now. So within the next year, we're hoping to address those items at both of those campuses. Would that be accurate, Todd?
Yes, sir.
This may not be on there, but talking about intruders and safety on campus, with the overgrowth of those trees there in that courtyard by the gymnasium. At night, going to and from activities in there, that area is so dangerous.
Are we talking about Airport or Brook and
Yeah,
Casey?
I'm sorry, sir, Airport, yes.
Okay.
I think we need to take the trees down, to open that up, to allow more light in there. They've overgrown the building, they've overgrown the walkways, and it's really dangerous area for anybody walking to their car over by the cafeteria.
Mr. McPherson, are you aware of where she's talking about?
It's the courtyard between the gym and the business department.
Or at least get the lights broken there, 'cause I think there are light poles, but they're not working.
Those trees are so overgrown, they're gonna mess with your roofs of your buildings and windows and everything else. You might, I think that needs to be looked at.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Mr. Cease? Never mind. Obviously, we had landscaping plans when we put those out, and a lot of times the municipalities require us to put in trees. I don't know if we, in your opinion, we need to put something back, something smaller, maybe?
Well, certainly that's in the city of Casey, and they have landscape ordinances that we would have to abide by. But I think Ms. Kessler is right in the fact that I think some pruning would be in order. They're Bradford pears, if my memory serves me correct. So that's a tree that, you know, certainly needs to be trimmed up. So I think that's something we can take a look at for sure.
We will address it.
And also, I think at Springdale, we still have 2 exterior doors that are not tied into the system, that are not locking down. I think the old front door and the end door are not tied.
When they push the lockdown button, they're not locking down?
I don't think they have been installed yet.
Oh, they haven't been installed?
I don't think they're locking down. Because we walked out of one the other day.
No, sir. To my knowledge, there's only one door that was A3. It was something wrong with their panic hardware, and it wasn't engaging. That one door on the back, and they're in the process of replacing that, but we went ahead and took care of it temporarily so they could get their equipment sorted out, so the school could lock down properly.
Ms. Braun, are you aware too?
Yes, and that's correct, exactly what he said. They were out there today looking at that door.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is human resources. And Dr. Cooper, you have no report? Okay, thank you. All right, with that being said, we'll now adjourn and go into executive session.
You got everything in order over there?
Sorry.
Took him on a tour of the real building.